I think Elon Musk already proved his capability to make multiplanetary future real. Here is what he said for upcoming moon mission together with NASA.
This is a dream come true, I think, for me and everyone at SpaceX. This is not something that I ever thought would actually happen. So when starting SpaceX in 2002, I really did not think this day would occur. I expected 90% chance we'd fail to even get to low Earth orbit with a small rocket. So somebody told me in 2002 that I'd be standing here with the NASA administrator, meeting the astronauts, and we've got a rocket and spacecraft on pad 39A, the best pad in the world, which is, it's an honor to be there. I would have thought, man, I don't know what you're smoking, but it's not. like no way is that true. You know, and so it is. Say it's even a dream come true. I didn't even dream that this would come true. Let me put it that way. You know, but it is. I am incredibly excited to be here on behalf of the SpaceX team. And as Jeff said, this really is the culmination of an incredible amount of work by the SpaceX team, by NASA, and by a number of other partners in the process of making this happen. It's really, you can look at this as the result of 100,000 people, roughly, when you add up all suppliers and everyone working incredibly hard to make this day happen. So it's really hard to believe that this is real. The spacecraft and the rocket have gone through literally thousands and thousands of tests and reviews, both by SpaceX, by NASA, by third parties. We've also, as Jim was alluding to, we've done a lot of flights. So one of the things that I think that's very helpful about this flight, about what we're about to do, is that the rocket has flown many times. In fact, even in this essentially this configuration, it's flown about 20 times. So that means we really have, and I don't want to tempt fate, but a well-proven rocket. And we've flown Crew Dragon to the space station once, successfully brought it back. We've done a tremendous amount of testing on the ground, and when you do the testing on the ground, you always push the limits. So you want to try, you push it way beyond what you'd expect in flight. So sometimes you'd break it because you kind of want to break it on the ground during testing to see what the limits are. So this is a result, like I said, of thousands of tests, of thousands of design hours, and a tremendous number of smart people working incredibly hard to make this day happen.
And you've got 2 astronauts on board now.
Yes.
Do you feel that responsibility?
Yes, absolutely. I felt it, I think, most strongly when I saw their family just before coming here.
And did you say anything that you can share?
So we've done everything we can to make sure your dad's come back okay.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
Well, we spent a lot of time designing the spacesuit. I personally spent a lot of time on the spacesuits. It took us 3, almost 4 years to design suits that both look good and work well. So you can see a spacesuit in the movie, looks good, doesn't work. and then you can make a spacesuit that works but then doesn't look good. Because fundamentally it's a pressure suit that's got to survive in vacuum.
Right.
So it's so it tends to puff up, when it's under pressure, and it's got to handle all that pressure. So it took us many iterations to get the suit to. We really wanted to look great. Fundamentally, what it's about is like we want to inspire kids to say that one day they want to wear that uniform. They want to wear that spacesuit. And get them fired up about, I want to be an astronaut. I want to work on aerospace engineering. I want to advance space flight. And I think what today is about is reigniting the dream of space and getting people fired up about the future and excited. It's just one of those things that I think everyone from all walks of life, from all parts of the political spectrum in the United States and elsewhere should be really excited that this is a thing that is made by humans for humans. And it's just a great, exciting, inspiring day, and it's one of those things that makes you glad to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Go to orbit, go to the moon, go to Mars, reigniting the dream of space, and just getting, people of all walks of life, young, old, excited about the future. Excited. I think anyone who has within them the spirit of exploration should love what's going on today.
And if we can
Absolutely.
get Tom Cruise to inspire an elementary kid to join the Navy and be a pilot, Why can't we get Tom Cruise to inspire the next Elon Musk? That's what we need. We need a new generation of many Elon Musks, and that's what this launch is about today.
So in zero
Absolutely.
gravity, he should get hurt a lot
No,
less,
I
right?
think it's going to be super cool.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
it's and as Joe said, it's like this is going to, you know, you want to capture the public imagination, have them see cool things happening in real orbit, you know, real space stations. It's like, I think I'd want to watch that movie. You know,
Yeah.
And it's like, like I said, you think of this like this is really just the beginning, because we want to go from low Earth orbit, we want to go back to the moon, and the moon to stay, have a moon base like Moon Base Alpha, and have build a city on Mars and be a spacefaring civilization out there among the stars. This is a super exciting future that I think that's the kind of thing where you're like, yeah, can't wait for it to happen, you know?
If you can't get excited after listening to you guys, I'd say you need to have your pulse checked.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, SpaceX CEO and Chief Engineer, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jim Bridenstine, we appreciate you leading NASA in this time, Administrator for the agency.
The thing that concerns me most right now is that unless we improve our rate of innovation dramatically, then there is no chance of a base on the moon or a city on Mars. I mean, technically we could send people around the moon on Dragon, but I'm not sure we'd want to. It's too small. But there's really just one thing that matters, that is a fully and rapidly reusable rocket. That's the one thing that matters. That's why we have a big focus in terms of new technology development on Starship. And Starship needs to be fully and completely reusable, but that's crucial for getting to Mars. The moon is neither here nor there. We were going to make it out of advanced composites, and the advanced composites, they cost like $60 a pound, or $60 a kilogram, like a little more than that, maybe $130 a pound. And there was 60 to 120 plies for the tank. It was taking forever. We weren't making good progress. Cost crazy money. And I was like, okay, you know what's easy to weld? Steel. Steel is really easy to weld. Steel, especially 301 full hard steel, couldn't be that heavy because the original Atlas had a very good mass fraction.
Essentially, we want to make our current vehicles redundant. We want to have one system, one booster and ship that replaces Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, and Dragon. All the resources that are used for Falcon 9 Heavy and Dragon can be applied to this system. That's actually extremely important for making a light spaceship. The next key element is on the engine side. We have to have an extremely efficient engine. The Raptor engine will be the highest thrust-to-weight engine, we believe, of any engine of any kind ever made. We already have now 1,200 seconds of firing across 42 main engine tests. In order to land on places like the moon, where there is no atmosphere, and certainly no runways, or to land on Mars, where the atmosphere is too thin to land, even if there were runways, to land with a wing, you really have to get propulsive landing perfect. We believe the precision at this point is good enough for propulsive landing that we do not need legs for the next version. It will literally land with so much precision, it will land back on its launch mounts, establishing a self-sustaining base on Mars or the moon or elsewhere. Seriously, you need ultimately thousands of ships and tens of thousands of retanking or refilling operations, which means you need many launches per day. Fully reusable configuration, without any orbital refueling, we expect to have a payload capability of 150 tons to low Earth orbit. And that compares to about 30 for Falcon Heavy, which is partially reusable. It's really quite a big vehicle. Main body diameter is about 9 meters or 30 feet. It's just the basics about the ship: 48 meter length. Dry mass we're expecting to be about 85 tons. You've got obviously the engine section in the rear, the propellant tanks in the middle, and then a large payload bay in the front. That payload bay is actually 8 stories tall. In fact, you can fit a whole stack of Falcon 1 rockets in the payload bay. Depending on whether you're landing or you're entering a planet or a moon that has no atmosphere, a thin atmosphere, or a dense atmosphere, and depending on whether you're re-entering with no payload in the front, a small payload, or a heavy payload, you have to balance the rocket out as it's coming in. The delta wing at the back, which also includes a split flap or pitch and roll control allows us to control the pitch angle despite having a wide range of payloads in the nose and a wide range of atmospheric densities.
And what do you think about the Crew Dragon Demo 2 flight? Write your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.